So today, you need a
Amazing.
blanket or a kind of towel. So if you want to grab that, I've got this kind of blanket here. So basically, this is like slightly thick. If you have something a little bit thinner, that would be good. But what I'm going to do is like essentially I've kind of folded it. So you basically want something, some piece of kind of material like a towel or something, and that so that when you roll it up, not too thick. This is probably a little bit too thick. I'm just showing you as an example of like a towel. So it looks kind of like this. So it's like a roll basically. If you have a spare yoga mat, that would work quite well. But just some sort of like towel or a blanket that you can roll into like a Tootsie roll, into like one of those. So it's any like kind of blanket or towel that you can kind of roll up. Yeah, that one looks good. I know whose camera I'm looking at there. Looks good. Okay, so that's what you need this morning. And also, if you want to create like a little bit more space, um, because today we're going to like use a little bit of floor space. So if you want to just arrange your yoga mat so that you have the most space possible, it's not going to be a problem if you don't have lots of space. But if you can just create the space, you can move like pieces of furniture out the way if you need to, so you're not like banging into stuff. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so those of you who would like to just turn your cameras on. Hi, Nafisa. Hi, Soraya. Morning, you made it. Hi, Mina. Oh, Mina, your blanket looks quite good, and Soraya's, yeah, really good. Like mine's a bit thick, to be honest. Like it's like the only blanket I have to give you like an idea. But if I grab my what I used yesterday, so basically anything I'm going to use this is my travel yoga mat. I'm going to use like so anything that kind of can roll up like that would be good. Some kind of so you just want to fold your blanket in half and then fold it in half again and then kind of roll it up like that, and then you're just going to lie it. Just leave it on your yoga mat. So you're just going to lie it like that across the yoga mat, across like the top third of your yoga mat. All right, so anything that looks like that's good. And then just creating like a little bit more sort of space. So you have plenty of space today. Welcome, welcome. Okay, what time are we? 9:33. Okay, we'll wait one more minute and then we'll make a start. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Sunday morning, your time, your practice. Well done for showing up, for giving yourself this time to just tune in to your body and your breath, and really offering yourself this morning to reset and to find a state of calm. And as I always say with my classes, take it at your own pace. The more limbs that you have in contact with the ground, the more stable you're going to be. So if I say like lift your right arm and your left leg and you feel quite unstable, you can either breathe into that instability or you could just lower one limb to the ground. Always option to lower your back knee to the ground. If you're pregnant or trying to get if you're pregnant or in the first trimester, I would suggest that you take it easy because this is not a pregnancy yoga class. But if you're in your second or third trimester and you're a well practiced yogi, then you are very welcome. Make sure that you are well hydrated before class, but that you haven't had a massive plate of breakfast. That's never necessarily a good idea. Yeah, and that you won't be disturbed for this next hour and 15. Okay, we are 30 strong. Good morning. Let's make a start. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty cold. I don't know what's happened. So we're just gonna let me grab my thing here. If you can see me, hopefully you can see and hear me. Okay. So I'm pretty cold. We're just gonna heat up the skin a little bit because, like, have like a little bit of a spiritual wash. I don't know if you guys have showered this morning yet, but I think it's nice to just start with just making a real tactile effort to wake up the skin. You know, our skin is our biggest organ. So let's start. Let's take our right hand and just start to rub, you know, each finger in turn. And it doesn't need to be a vigorous rub. You're literally just, you know, bringing one palm of the hand to the back. And then like I'm wearing a jumper this morning, I'm freezing. So just, you know, if you are, just roll your sleeves up and just make contact with your skin. You're really just rubbing the skin this morning. And the other side, so taking one finger in turn. And just this tactile touch, this contact with your skin, almost like you're in a shower and you're washing. You know, you can really slow it down. So it could just be a kind of more of a caress and a wake up, but you're just paying attention to this organ, remembering that the skin is the place that you meet your external environment. It's the place that you meet the air, bringing your hands maybe to your belly and maybe to your back. So all the way up, warming up the belly, round to the back, maybe even down here, just sort of brushing any area that feels good to you. And then I'm going to just go over the legs, so onto the thighs, outside of the thighs, and just making that contact to sort of stimulate all of those skin cells to wake up. And then the feet, each toe in turn, the ankle. That's it. So really nice as people just join the room. Those of you who have joined, you just need a blanket or a towel this morning. So just grabbing that, nothing too thick. You're going to just roll it up in a minute. So over the clothes, and then let's go to the face. So take your fingers and find the top bony part of your eyebrows, and just trace your fingertips, just the fingertips, over the top of your orbital ridge. So this circle around the eye is your orbital ridge. And I just want you to find that orbital ridge. And like a caterpillar, I just want you to walk your fingertips over the top of the ridge, out to the temples, to the side, and then find the ridge at the bottom and just gently, ever so gently, walk the fingertips at the bottom of the ridge. And then you'll reach your nose, the bridge of the nose, giving yourself a kind of gentle massage over the nose. And then back down the bridge of the nose, over the nostrils and to the cheekbones, the zygomatic arch. I love that name. And over the zygomatic arch, up the back, and then you reach the side of the jaw. And then when we get to the jaw, we're just going to let our mouths hang in this really attractive O. And then from here, just drag the fingertips. You know, we hold so much tension in our jaw. But if you drag the fingertips from the edge of the zygomatic arch, your cheekbone, down over the cheekbones, and just let your chin be really heavy, and it's kind of like, yeah. Like that. Okay, and then let's pinch the skin. So again, just taking a pinch, pinching the cheeks, the chin, all the way around. Not much skin on the forehead to pinch. You're just pinching, waking up the skin. Lovely. Oh, nice. And then to finish with, just as if you're washing your face this morning. So just like you're putting on a cream, or you're just splashing water on your face. And as you do so, just allowing your eyes to gently close. So as you take these last few strokes of the skin on the front of the face, feeling the fingertips trace over every skin cell, over the top of the lips. And then when you're ready, when you've had enough of that, just as the eyes are gently closing, relax both palms of the hands into the lap. Good, and take one fully felt breath. So inhaling through the nose, inhale up and up and up, and hold the breath at the top of the inhale. Hold the breath, hold, relax the shoulders away from the ears, let any tension drain from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. And now part the lips, exhale all the breath out. Lovely. And then let the breath return in and out of the nose. And just following the breath as your anchor this morning, and noticing any shift in that small few minutes of tactile inquiry into the skin and the surface of the skin, noticing any shift in the state of your mind or body. Okay, so when you're ready, blinking the eyes open, let's begin our practice lying down on the ground. So slowly making your way to lying flat. Now, the rolled up blanket that I've asked you to get, or the towel, is going to sit in the top third of your mat. And what you're going to do is turn around so that your back is facing the towel. You can have your knees bent to start off with, soles of the feet flat on the ground. Now, what you're doing is you're trying to find a real sweet spot at the back of the shoulder blades where you lie um, onto the prop, which we would normally use like a yoga bolster for. So just place both hands just in front of the towel and ease yourself down. And then what you're doing is you're wiggling so that your armpits are facing the towel and the tip of your shoulder blade is on top of the towel or the blanket so that you're able to lie back and your head should reach the ground. So what you want to do is just take both palms of the hands behind the skull and allow everything to just ease down. And then when your head reaches the ground, you can watch me if you need to. If it's comfortable for you, arms can come out in a scarecrow position. So what I mean by that is that the elbows are on the ground and the palms are facing the sky in a kind of L shape on either side. And then once you've reached that point, you can extend the legs out long and just lie flat. So the back of the shoulder blades, you might need to wiggle to get yourself into a really comfortable position there. That's lovely. So that there's this really large opening through the heart space so that the chest and the ribs can expand upwards towards the sky. Let your ankles flop out to the sides, really relax them, that's it. Allow the hips to feel open and the pelvis to yield into the earth. And if that's in any way not comfortable for you, you can simply remove the blanket at any time, but allowing the chest and the back and the shoulder blades like wings of an angel just to yield into that space, and it will become more and more comfortable with each moment that passes. Lovely. And while you're here, just allowing gravity to completely take the weight of your body this morning. So beginning to yield into the surface beneath you. You can extend the legs long or have them bent with the soles of the feet on the ground, whatever feels good for you. And having the eyes gently closed, just returning the attention to the breath. And with every breath, can you allow your body to yield further into the surface beneath you? So really let it all go. Till the bones to let go of the muscles and the muscles to let go of the tendons. And as you lie here this morning, can you now bring your attention from your breath to your heartbeat? It's not always possible to sense into the heartbeat, but if we allow ourselves to get really quiet, we can have a sense that there is a pulsation, a vibration moving through the body at every given second, every given moment. And that pulsation, that vibration, is often a reflection of the exact same vibration that is occurring in the universe at this present time. So there's a sense that that our universe, the way that we exist in this cosmic realm, is constantly moving. that even when you lie there completely still in your physical form, that there is so much movement going on within the internal landscape of the body. That the heart is beating and that the blood is traversing every single river of every single vein and artery in the body, feeding the cells with oxygen and returning back to the heart. And the concept of today's Sema Yoga class is Tawsi. Tawsi is Arabic for expansion. This idea of an internal pulsation or vibration that is constantly in a state of flux, that there's an expansion and a condensing occurring at a microscopic level that has so much to teach us about the way that we live in our lives, the way that we go about life. I mean, in the UK, certainly we are in a state of, quote unquote, lockdown. And there's this idea that, I mean, even the term lockdown presents this condensing idea that we are all to physically remain within a closed space, that we are physically to be shrinking. And yet, while we honor and obey the reasons why we need to be indoors and lack of contact and so on, how can we continue to expand? How can we continue to allow the spirit, the soul, the heart space to continue to expand? And can we honor that condensing and that expanding? And what does our yoga practice have to teach us about that particular pattern? So when you're ready, gently support yourself by rolling onto one side of the blanket. It doesn't matter which side, yogi's choice. And as you roll, you're propping yourself up onto an elbow or an arm, just enough so that you can just roll the blanket out. So we're just removing the blanket, but we're remaining on the ground. So you're just going to move the prop to one side and then replant your back down onto the ground. And bending the knees, having the soles of the feet planted to the earth, relaxing the arms either overhead or down by the sides, whatever feels comfortable. And we're just going to play with this idea of condensing and expanding through a kind of cat-cow movement, but lying on our back. So as we lie here with the soles of our feet on the ground, can you begin to bring in a pelvic tilt? So it's almost like that kind of Michael Jackson tilt where you tilt the pelvis towards the ground. But before you do that, can you bring your attention to the curvature of the spine? So notice how, with your eyes closed, can you bring your attention to the lumbar spine, so the lower spine, and notice how there is space beneath the lower back. So there's a space between the lower back and the ground. And then from that space, from that curvature of the lower spine, it pours into the upper spine, and the upper spine is actually in full contact with the ground. And then walking your attention up, from the upper spine, you've got space underneath the neck. As there's lack of contact between the cervical spine, the neck, and the ground, and then that space pours into the weight of the skull. Almost like a string of beads, the 33 vertebrae of the spine fall in this curvature along the earth. And then from here now, tilting the pelvis. So bringing in a pelvic tilt so that you flatten the space between the lower back and the ground. So flattening the lower back, so bringing the lower back to the ground as you tilt the pelvis up. And then you almost curl in and bring chin to chest, a really, really small movement. You don't even have to lift your skull off the ground. And then from here back into flexion, allow the pelvis to tilt back, regaining that space in the lower back to the ground and allowing the chest to lift and the chin to lift slightly. Do that again, tilting the pelvis, closing off the space, condensing, between the lower back and the ground, tucking the pelvis in and having your chin reach the chest. And then from here, chin lifts, pelvic goes down, sacrum to the ground, chest lifts. So it's almost like you're a kind of snake just moving really ever so gently. You might not even be able to see it on the camera, so just a slow, gentle undulation of the spine. Imagine that in our practice, we've been so often on all fours in tabletop and we've dropped the belly, lift the spine, and then tuck belly back to spine. Imagine that cat-cow, but in a motion on the ground. And keep that movement going for a time being. And can you synchronize with the breath? Inhaling in the moment that it feels right, and then exhaling. Lovely. And so there's this expansion of every cell in the body and then a condensing back down, and it can be felt on such a microscopic movement level. And now from here, when you're ready, blinking the eyes open and allowing your knees to turn, it doesn't matter which direction, but perhaps towards the camera, so towards the laptop so that you can see me. So allow both knees to rock over to the side, reaching the ground, and with it, your whole body turns. Now, when your body reaches lying on the right side, for me, it's the right side, I want you to cross both ankles over each other. So both ankles are crossing over each other, and then both arms are hugging. So hug in. And then I want you to get really, really, really small. So almost like you're a fetus in the womb. And I want you to condense the smallest that you can and increase the tone of your body in doing that. Increase the tone. So almost like not tensing, but the tone is really high and you're really condensed into a ball. Lovely. And then from here, you're going to expand out. So allow both arms to reach out, both legs to reach out. And then you're coming into a starfish shape on your back. So for this first one, you might need to wiggle off the mat for one edge of the mat so that you're in a starfish shape, expanded out, both legs spread out wide and arms in a V shape. And then from here, putting a bend in the knees, dragging the heels onto the ground, sending the knees in the opposite direction, crossing the ankles over one another as you roll onto the other side, hugging into a tiny ball, get really small. Increase the tone in the body and then expand out, allowing the arms to weave across the floor as you almost paint. Imagine the body like a paintbrush and you're coming into a snow angel on your back. Quite uncanny because I think it's just started snowing outside. Putting a bend in the knees, dragging the heels towards the ground, bending the knees and rolling over onto one side of your body. Coming into crossing the ankles, crossing the arms over the chest and getting really, really tight and small. Tucking chin down to chest, coming into a ball. And then from here on your next in-breath, expanding out, allowing both arms to reach the ground and finding your snow angel on the floor. Now continue that movement pattern for a little while. So keep going, rolling onto one side, coming in tight, 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 curl in, rounding the back like a porcupine, and then expanding out into your snow angel as you spread out. And if you're next to someone and you kind of touch one another, that's totally fine. Expanding out, really spreading the legs wide, and then back in. And continue that movement pattern for a little bit, where there's this sense of really tuning into how we can condense and get really small, and then using that tone in the body, in every muscle of the body, to start to expand out and reach the most further parts of our periphery. So it's center to periphery, center to periphery. Lovely. Few more times like that in your own time, exploring your relationship to ground, your relationship to earth, and your relationship to the capacity, just as we were, all of us, once embryos in the womb, to completely condense into the smallest space possible, and then yet to expand and explore out into the widest space possible. Lovely. Good. So the next time that you expand out will be the last. Into a starfish shape, and this time dragging the heels on the ground and bringing your knees into your chest and taking the palms of your hands to your shins and just having a little roll onto the back, and then just moving the ankles in one direction and in the other direction. So just waking up the ankles this morning, and then holding onto the shins, allowing your body to simply roll onto one side as you allow the full weight of your body to reach the ground on the right or left, and then using your hands to ease you all the way up onto all fours. So coming into tabletop. So now might be a good time to remove any socks that you're wearing, coming onto all fours. As you're on all fours, allowing the shoulders to stack over the wrists, all 10 fingers spread wide to the ground, tucking the toes. Now walk the hands 1 inch forward, so there's an angle between the shoulders and the wrist, and then allow your toes to be tucked, but to move backwards towards the heels as we come into a kind of high child's pose. So toes tucked, buttocks move back towards heels, high child's, head reaches the ground. Take one fully felt breath here. Deep inhale through the nose, part the lips, sigh all out to ground. When you're ready from here, grounding through all 10 toes and all 10 fingertips, can you start to round to come up to all fours? So rounding the back, chin tucked, coming up onto all fours, and then as soon as the weight transfers into the hands, drop the belly, lift the spine, lift the chest, and then extend all the way back through extension, back towards the heels. Forehead reaches the ground, keep it moving. So tucking through, rounding through flexion, coming all the way forwards, transferring the weight into the hands, drop the belly, and allow, as if there's puppet strings pulling the hips all the way back, as if I'm behind you with a rope and I'm pulling you all the way back. Lovely. Continue this motion. So rounding through, coming all the way forward, and then dropping the belly, lifting the heart, extending all the way back as if I'm behind you and just pulling your hips back towards your heels. Lovely. Continue this motion. So it's like a fluid motion of the spine, almost like a wave. Can you close your eyes, synchronize the breath, inhale as you lift, exhale as you descend backwards. Lovely. And we're moving pretty slow. I'm certainly moving a little bit slow this morning. So can you play with the speed that feels right for you? So imagine if you're moving all the way back, you can almost pounce forward and then drop the belly, send the hips back. Rounding through, pounce forward, almost like a cat, drop the belly, extend back. So sometimes it can feel really nice to move a little bit faster. I certainly feel that way because I'm trying to increase the heat in my body. So pouncing forward onto the hands, transfer of weight, drop the belly, extend back. So let's try that. Almost like the waves are moving a little bit faster as we heat up the body as we warm up. Lovely. Good. When you're ready, the next time you come forward will be the last, transferring the weight equally into your knees and your hands. Can you now transfer the weight onto the right side, extend the left leg all the way back, lengthening the left leg on the ball of the foot, and now lift the right arm, extend the right arm all the way forward. If you can, lift the left leg off the ground, so opposite arm to leg, and really find length. Extend all the way out through the top fingertips to the edge of the toes. And now grounding through the right knee and the left hand, can you start to fold? So bending the knee, bending the elbow, bringing elbow to knee, rounding through, and take the right hand and take hold of the left shin. So this time, taking hold of the floating shin and drawing it into the nose. That's right. Extend, right arm extends, left leg moves back. As you curl in, flexing through the spine, tuck the chin, take the right hand to the left shin, hug in. Lovely. Re-extend all the way out, one long line. As you fold in half, taking the hand to the knee and as far as you can, moving it in. Let's keep that movement pattern moving. Inhale, re-lift. Exhale, fold. Taking hold of the shin, bringing the knee in towards the nose. Last time. Inhale, re-lift. Exhale, taking hold of the knee. Now, with your right hand wrapped around your shin or knee, bring that foot forward and allow the shin to reach the ground. Replant the right hand, extend this time the other leg, the right leg out long, and start to move this knee forward. So using the hands to lift up the shin, bring the knee forward in front of both hands. Allow the back knee to reach the ground, untuck the back toes, coming onto the fingertips on the front hand. So you should have your left shin forward on the ground, fingertips high. From here, using the fingertips, start to twist from the belly button and gaze back towards your lengthened leg. Lovely. Inhale, come forward, extend, turning around, gazing towards the back toes. Let's take that one more time either side. Turning from the hips, gazing back towards the feet. And instead of just cranking the neck, what would it look like to ground through the fingertips and turn from the belly button? Lovely. One more side. Replant all the hands on the floor. Tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee, tuck the toes of the front foot, and come into this kind of downward facing dog with the left foot halfway along the mat. So you're extending through the arms into a downward facing dog with one foot halfway along the mat. Lovely. Pour the weight into the right side of the body, lift the left hand, take hold of the left ankle and step it forward into low lunge. Dropping the back knee to the ground, interlace the fingers in front of you, flip the palms all the way forward, extend the arms all the way up. When the arms reach up, put a bend in the elbows, take the palms of the hands interlinked to the back of the skull. Inhale, spread the elbows wide, lift the heart. Exhale, bring the elbows together and round through the spine, tuck into flexion, condensing all the way in. You can go halfway, you can go full way, you can go all the way to the ground. Inhale, re-lift into extension, elbows spread out wide, heart large, and then all the way down into condensing. So find this movement pattern as an extent of complete expansion, palms supporting the back of the skull, heart lifts, and then condense all the way down. Lovely. Inhale, lift. Exhale, condense. Lovely. Finding a sense of getting really, really, really small and then using that as a springboard to expand outwards. The next time you come up will be the last. Separate the arms, take the right arm forward, left arm back, twist towards the bent knee, re-lift the arms all the way up, take the opposite arm forward, left arm forward, right arm back, twisting towards the other side. Let's take these lateral twists of the spine a few times. Right arm forward, left arm back, twisting towards the bent knee. Inhale, re-lift. Exhale, spreading the arms, turning from the belly button, back toe tucked. Lovely. Next time the arms come all the way up, can you find prayer? So bring the palms of the hands together and then draw the prayer down the central line, bending the elbows and start to twist towards the bent knee, torso twisting towards the bent knee. Hook the right elbow on the outside of the bent knee. Lunge twist. Grounding through both palms of the hands. And if it's comfortable for your neck, gazing up past the top elbow. Lovely. Now, I'm just going to turn around to show you this. So when you're ready, releasing the twist and placing the hands on the hips and turning the torso towards the side. Now, watch my back foot. I'm going to untuck the toes and swivel the heel in towards the front heel, swiveling the heel in, and then I'm going to sit down on that heel. So opening up the hips really, really wide. And then from here, extending the hand on the shin that I'm sitting on out to the side. So extending the hand out, lovely. Now extend the bent leg all the way out as you reach up. So you're pushing down through the shin and the hand, and you're going to extend the leg all the way out and stretch the arm long. So coming into a kind of side stretch, that's it, perfect. Then from here, putting a bend in the standing leg, a bend in the long arm, and really condensing, coming all the way in, dragging the arm in. We're going to take that movement again, extend the arm out on the diagonal, extend the arm and leg. You have to get really light in this long leg, put all the pressure through the shin, and then condense all the way down. So let's take that movement pattern, extend all the way up. That's it, lovely. And then get really small, condense. And find the sense of expansion on the lateral plane as you extend from the fingertips to the toes, and then condensing as you come really, really, really small. A few more times like this. Inhale, reach. Exhale. And the arm also moves along the ground so that you find this sense of reach and yield, reach and then yield. Lovely. Good. The next time you come in for condensed will be the last. Place both palms on the ground, extend both knees out into tabletop, bring both toes together, knees apart, sit the hips back, child's pose. Let's keep it moving. From child's pose, you're coming to sit up on your shins. So dragging the hands along the ground, extending the arms all the way back, keep it moving all the way forward. Bring the hands to the hips, starting to stand on your shins, coming up onto your knees. Lovely. From here, we're going to tuck the toes of the back feet, and we're simply going to warm up the thighs this morning. So allowing your body to be really straight, you're just going to lean back in one long line and then relift. So we're just playing with this idea of leaning towards the back of the heels and up. And you should feel your thighs turn on this morning. Really nice. A few more times. And back, lovely. Last time. Good, and back. Untucking the toes, walking the hands out into tabletop. From here, this time extending the right leg all the way back in one long line, pouring the weight into the right hand. Extend the left hand all the way out, and if you can, lifting the back foot off the ground. When you're ready, condensing down, bring elbow towards the knee and take the hand to hold onto the shin. Inhale, relift, expand, one long line between opposite arm and leg, and then condensing in. So really finding a movement pattern that feels expansive on the inhale and condensing down, almost as if you could bring your knee up to your face and give it a little kiss. Sending all the way up and release. Good. The next time that you bring your knee in towards your nose will be the last. Take hold of the shin with the opposite hand and bring the shin forward, almost shuffle it forward to the opposite thumb. Replace the left hand on the ground, extend this time the left leg all the way back. So you're sitting on the right heel. Untuck the toes if that feels good for you. Coming onto the fingertips. Inhale, lift the heart, drop the shoulders, twist. Turning towards the back foot, gaze towards the back heel. Coming back through center, twisting towards the other side. So finding this kind of lateral motion where you're able to turn from the belly button to look towards the back heel, back through center, other side. Lovely. When you're ready, tucking the toes of the back foot, replanting both palms of the hands on the ground and tucking the toes of the front foot as well, lifting the right knee off the ground and extending into a downward facing dog with one foot forward, halfway along the mat. Kind of like a runner's lunge, extending through the palms of the hands. Lovely. When you're ready, pouring the weight into the left side of the body, take the right palm to the right ankle and step the foot forward, low lunge. Drop the back knee, interlink the fingers, turning the palms towards the sky, lifting the arms all the way up. Putting a bend in the elbows, palms of the hands to the back of the skull. Inhale, expand out through the chest, separate the elbows. As you close the elbows towards one another, stretch the skin on the back of the skull, condense in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, get really, really, really small. Inhale again, relift. Exhale. Good. Few more times. Inhale, expand. Exhale, condense. The next time you come all the way up will be the last. This time take the right arm back, left arm forward, twisting towards the bent leg. Inhale, relift. Right arm forward, left arm back, twisting towards the back leg. Finding a sense of flow and lateral twist that allows you to be really stable through the legs and really fluid through the arms. Lovely. Good. The next time the arms go up will be the last. Palms of the hands to prayer. Bring the prayer piece down through center, tracing the central line, twisting from the belly button towards the bent leg and hooking the elbow on the outside of the bent leg. Using the palms of the hands to really, really ground down as you are able to twist the belly button towards your hands, gazing up if it feels comfortable towards the top elbow. Lovely. When you're ready, releasing the arms, taking them towards the hips, untucking the toes of the back foot, swiveling the shin so that the back toes move towards the front heel and sitting down on the shin. So back heel, that's it, perfect. And so the heel comes all the way in so that the big toes of the left foot are pointing towards the right heel. Extend the left arm all the way out. Get really light on your right leg. Extend the right leg and extend the right arm all the way out. Diagonal lean, lovely. Expand out, exhale, bring the elbow down towards a condensed position all the way in. Inhale, relift. So you have to get really light on your right leg and your left arm that are just tracing the floor, again, painting the floor as you condense in and extend out. Finding the sense of this movement pattern of leaning all the way and lifting the butt off the back foot. Lovely. The next time you condense in will be the last, bringing both palms of the hands to the front of the mat, unswiveling the back shin, extending the right leg all the way back into tabletop, and finding our first downward dog of the morning. With toes tucked, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the heart, ground through the hands, lift the knees, hips high, head low, downward facing dog. And taking a walk with the shin to the ground at either time. It's extending the backs of the legs. Good, and when you're ready, putting a generous bend in the knees in downward facing dog and walking the hands back towards the feet as we come into our forward fold at the back of the mat. So allowing both arms to just hang heavy. And again, taking the palms of the hands to the back of the neck as you lean forward, and then just stroking it, just like we did at the beginning, just washing the back of the neck and drawing the hands over the skull, over the hairline, almost as if you were washing the back of the neck and waking up the skin on the back of the neck. Good. When you're ready, allowing the spine to roll up to stand, lower back, middle back, upper back, head comes up last. Now from here, you're going to bring your arms out into a V shape and separate the feet so that there's a nice wide stance. And now turn the toes out, turn the heels in slightly. And all we're going to do is, let's start by placing our hands on our hips. And I just want you to find a squat and come all the way down to ground to whatever place feels good for you. There might be a point here where your heels start to lift, and that's fine. So just find a really small space that feels good, or you might be able to come all the way down to ground. Inhale, lengthen the legs, and now reach the arms all the way up, expand. Exhale, put a bend in the elbows and come all the way down into a spot that feels comfortable, condense. Almost bringing the palms of the hands in front of the face. Inhale, relift, V shape, all the way up. Exhale, bend in the knees and the elbows. Find that small condensing space and relift. We're going to stay with this movement pattern for a few more breaths. So keep it moving and then really get small. What's the smallest that you can get? Palms on the hands, extend out. This movement reminds me of Aladdin when the genie says, cosmic explosive powers, space. Don't know if you remember that line. But this sense of like expanding out, you can even lift off the heels of the feet, coming onto the tiptoes, and then collapse back in. And play with the speed of that as well. So really extend, heels off the ground, onto your fingertips, and then back down. And synchronizing the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, condense. Lovely. Few more times. Good. Lovely. The next time you reach up will be the last. Lifting the heels off the ground, come onto the tiptoes. Reach, 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 reach. Making your way towards the back of the mat, and then allowing the heels to plant, letting the arms flow forward like a waterfall, hinge from the hips, offer the chest forward, put a generous bend in the knees, fingertips to ground, walking into your downward facing dog. Lovely. Once you find your downward facing dog, bring both toes together, both heels to touch. We're moving into level 2. If you prefer level 1, you can have your knees on the floor, and we're repeating the sequence again. So pouring the weight into the left side of the body, extend the right leg all the way back and up, split dog. Exhale, transfer the weight into the hands, bend in the flying leg, bring the knee to the nose. Good, relift the right leg all the way up, extend into split dog. Exhale, transfer the weight into the hands, knee towards your nose. If you've got your back knee on the ground, it's the same thing. Lovely, keep moving. Extend the right leg all the way back, knee to nose in plank. Relift and lengthen. Few more times like this, and really expand, taking the toes all the way to the back of the room, fingertips grounded, and then knee to nose. The next time the knees coming towards the nose, find yourself equally distributed into plank and lower the shin to the ground in slow motion. So allow the knee to move for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really lovely. Wiggle the back foot back a little bit so that the pelvis can ground onto the floor. Coming onto your fingertips, untuck the back toes, we twist. Moving towards the left, gazing towards the back foot, through center, gazing towards the right. So finding a twist that feels good for you. Moving through lateral extension of the spine as we warm up. Lovely. Placing both palms of the hands on the ground, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, tuck the front toes, and come into that extended dog pose where one foot is halfway along the mat. Staying here for one breath, deep inhale, deep exhale, lovely. Pouring the weight into the left side of the body, lift the right palm off the ground, take hold of the right ankle, step it forward into low lunge. Allow the back knee to reach the ground. Inhale, interlink the fingers, flip the palms, and allow the arms to reach all the way up. Now, if you could stay here, just as we did previously, or you could tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee off the ground. So we're in high lunge. Lovely. Bend in the elbows, take the palms of the hands to the back of the skull. Inhale, separate the elbows, reach the heart up. As you exhale, bring the elbows together and round forward, condensing in. Inhale, relift, expand. A lot more wobbly this way. And get really small. How low can you go? Follow the breath for stability. Inhale, lift. Exhale, condense. Inhale, relift. Exhale, round through the spine, flexion. Belly onto the front thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lovely. The next time you come up will be the last. Separate both the arms, right arm forward, left arm back like a swimmer. Inhale, relift. And this time, as you turn towards the side, we're coming into warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. Back heel swivels and plants on the ground. Lovely. Inhale, relift the back heel, relift the arms as the hips turn towards the front of the mat. And now take the right arm back, left arm forward, twist towards the bent knee. Relift the arms all the way up, swivel the back heel down and in, warrior two, generous bend in the front knee. Inhale, relift, pick up the back heel, swivel towards the right. Inhale, relift, warrior two on that side, generous bend in the front knee, a little bit lower. Inhale, relift, pick up the back heel, twist towards the right. Lovely. Inhale, relift. One last time, warrior two. And as the arms come all the way up, hips move forward, back heel lifted, bring both of the palms together, prayer down the central line. When it reaches the heart, twist towards the front knee, hooking the left elbow on the outside of the front knee. High twist. Now, if this is difficult, allow the back knee to reach the ground as you gaze towards the upward elbow if it feels comfortable in the neck. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Few more seconds here. Good, and release. Bring both palms of the hands to the inside of the front foot. Drop the back knee. Send the right foot all the way back. Separate the palms. Both knees to the outside of the mat, toes to touch, child's pose. Hips back towards the heels. When you're ready, let's keep it moving. Bring both arms to sit back onto your shins. As we sit towards the back of the mat, bring arms all the way up and behind you. Coming down through center, hands onto the hips, stand up on the shins. Lovely. We're making our way into camel posture, tucking the back toes, allowing the body to move in one straight line. So it's not necessarily an entire back bend. We're just moving back towards the heels so you can stay with this strengthening exercise, lifting and relifting. Or if you feel comfortable, when you reach a point of stability, allow both arms to tickle the backs of the heels and use that motion to send the hips forward. For me, it's quite uncomfortable if I allow my neck to just hang back. So I keep my chin slightly tucked, and if I want to send my head back, I slightly open my mouth a little bit to release the jaw. So try that if it feels good. Lovely. When you're ready, bring both palms of the hands to the lower back, support yourself to come up, untuck the toes, and simply sit back on your heels. And let's just take a moment, closing down the eyes. Palms of the hands on the thighs facing up. Let's just take a moment of stillness in the motion. Tuning back into your heartbeat and the microscopic level of condensing and expanding that goes beyond the outside movements of the body and into the internal landscape of your being. Lovely. When you're ready, transferring back onto all fours, finding your way into downward facing dog. Bringing both toes together, heels to touch, pouring the weight into the right side of the body. Can you lift the left leg up and back? Split dog. Exhale, transfer the weight into the hands, knee to nose, through plank, lean. Inhale, relift. Extend up, expand, reach with the back foot. Exhale, knee to nose. Keep it flowing, keep it moving. Extend the left leg back. If you need to, if it's too much, plant the right knee on the ground. And keep moving, lovely. Extend the leg, knee to nose. Relift, re-lengthen, knee to nose. Last time, extending the left leg all the way back. Next time you bring the knee to the nose, can you hover the shin off the ground? Hover and wait. And now lower slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As the shin finds the ground, can you move the knee slightly forward to between the hands, shuffle the back foot all the way back, untuck the back toes. Coming onto the fingertips of the front arms. Inhale, lift the heart and the belly. And lean, extend towards the back leg. Lovely. Finding our lateral twist. Twisting towards the back foot. Re-lengthen, lovely. Few more times. When you're ready, replanting the hands onto the ground, tucking the toes of the back foot and the front foot as we find that downward facing dog with the left foot halfway along the mat. Extend the arms long, tuck the head. Take one fully felt breath here. Deep inhale, exhale out through the mouth. Lovely. Leaning into the right side of the body, let the left hand be light. Start to pick up the back left-sided ankle and step the foot forward into low lunge. Lower the right knee down towards the ground. Inhale, interlink the fingers, spread the palms wide, relift the arms all the way up. Allow the pelvis to yield towards the front knee. Lovely. When you're ready, if it feels comfortable, tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee off the ground, coming into high lunge. And find a position between the front and back foot that feels comfortable for you. That's it. So you might need to step the front foot forward slightly to find more stability. When you're ready, putting a bend in the top arms, taking the palms of the hand to the skin on the back of the head, can you expand out through the chest, lift the heart towards the sky, expand the elbows out, and then as you bring the elbows in towards each other, curl in, condense. Inhale, expand. Find a joy in the dance of the legs this morning. Exhale, lean. You can go down a little bit or a lot. Any amount will do. And you could stay completely upright and just expand out, expand in, see? Good. Synchronizing breath with movement, vinyasa flow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, condense, get small. Lovely. When you're ready, I'm going to turn this way. When you're ready, extending the right arm forward, left arm back, twisting towards the bent knee, and then relift the arms all the way up. Send the right arm back, left arm forward, turn the back heel down and in, warrior two. Inhale, relift, re-pick up the back heel, hips face the front, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, relift, warrior two. So getting really light on the back foot so that you can swivel on the toes. Generous bend in the front knee in warrior two. Really yield the hips towards the ground. Inhale, relift, re-lengthen. Lovely. The next time the arms move up will be the last. Back heel lifted, palms to prayer, bring the prayer down through center. Turn towards the bent knee and hook the right elbow on the outside of the front leg. Finding the twist, extending through, lovely. If it's too much, put the back knee on the ground, finding your twist. Deep inhale as you ground through the elbow on the thigh. Start to push the top hand into the bottom hand to find a further twist. One more breath here. When you're ready, release both palms of the hands on the inside of the front foot. Drop the back knee to the ground. Send the left foot back, child's pose. Knees out, big toes touch, hips back. Let's keep it moving. Draw both arms back along and send them all the way back in a long rounding circle. And as they come forward, bring to stand yourself on your shins again. Bring your hands onto the hips, thumbs towards the back. Just give your back a little massage. So bring both thumbs to either side of the spine. And I like to just give my back a little massage before I go into full camel posture. So just finding that, lovely. And then from here, tucking the toes, or this time leaving the toes untucked. So inhale, brighten through the chest. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Using the strength of the thighs, lean back and then allow the arms to release as they tickle to find the backs of the heels. If they find the backs of the heels, inhale, allow the pelvis to move forward. And if it's comfortable for your neck, the neck can move back. You can be here, or you can have your toes tucked. One breath here, deep inhale. Exhale, bring both palms of the hands to support the lower back as you come up. Allow yourself to untuck the toes, sit back onto the heels, close down the eyes. Bring the palms forward to face the ceiling and backs of the palms resting on the thighs. Taking a moment to find stillness. Lovely. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open and walking all the way forward to lie on your tummy. So coming in through a kind of plank pose and just bringing the entire body rippling down to ground. Allowing both arms to come out in front of you, right palm over left, and then letting the head just sit to one side, making contact with the ground. And maybe wiggling your hips side to side so that the pelvis can really yield down to the earth. And letting the heart rest and the body yield down after a fully felt practice. When you're ready, just turning your head to the other side. So lifting the skull off the ground and turning it towards the other side. And giving your weight fully down to ground. Good. From here, lifting the skull off of the ground, extend the left arm all the way forward. So lying the left arm forward as you lift the chest slightly, and then taking the right arm and weaving it underneath the left as an invitation to roll onto the back side of the body as you roll onto the back and shuffle so that you're now lying fully on your back, facing the sky. So let's take a lying twist. Bring both soles of the feet to the ground, knees up. Lift the right leg all the way up to sky. Put a bend in the knee, figure of four shape. Bring the right ankle to the left thigh. Take the right knee out to the side, opening up the hip on that side. When you're ready, allow both legs to sway over to the ground on the left until the sole of the right foot meets the ground. And actually, it might feel much more comfortable to allow the top right knee to just relax totally. So you can bring the left hand on top of the right knee. So you're coming into a lying twist on the left. And then bring the right arm extending out on the horizontal and turn the head towards the right arm. Releasing out the back. Deep inhale, slow yielding exhale. With every reach, there's a yield. With every expansion, there's a condensing. Good. When you're ready, keeping the figure of four shape in the legs, replant the bottom leg, the left palm of the foot, and bring the feet back up to center. And then reach the arms through, so right arm through the gap between the legs, left arm all the way around, and take hold of the shin as you bring the figure of four, or you can take hold of the back of the thigh if that feels nice. And just hugging in, bring both legs in towards the chest, feeling the stretch on the outside of the right thigh. And if it feels good, lifting the torso and the head off the ground as you come into a kind of condensing shape. And then expand, lovely. Allow the sole of the foot to meet the ground. Extend the right leg all the way up to sky and lower it slowly down to ground. Let's take the other side. The left leg lengthens all the way up to sky. Put a bend in the left leg. Figure of four, cross the left ankle over the right thigh and use the left hand to ease open the thigh on the left side. When you're ready, send both legs all the way to the ground on the right, sole of the foot meets the ground, and then the right hand can reach up, stretch on the back outside of the left leg, and gently ease it down to ground. So my right elbow is on the ground, using it to lengthen the twist. Extend the left arm on the horizontal, turn the head towards the left. Deep inhale, exhale, twist. Finding your breath once again, the rhythm of the inhale and the exhale as it courses through the body from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. Lovely. When you're ready, replant the sole of the bottom foot, the right foot, onto the ground. Swivel the legs up in the same figure of four shape. If it feels comfortable for you, reach the left arm through the space between the legs. The right arm wraps all the way around, taking hold of the shin or the back of the thigh. And if it feels good, lifting the torso off the ground, trying not to strain the neck long, as you curl in, condense, feeling the stretch on the outside of the left hip. Replant the torso. Lovely. When you're ready, allow the right sole of the foot to meet the ground. Re-extend the left leg all the way up to sky. Point the toes to sky. And then allow the knee to rebend. Sole of the foot finds the ground. Extending both legs out long and spreading them wide into a starfish shape. Take up space, get big. Allow both arms to reach out on the diagonal. We're going to take 3 fully felt breaths all together. So when you're ready, meet me at the bottom of your next exhalation breath. Finish the breath, empty the lungs, and hold at the bottom of the exhale, empty lungs, empty, empty. With me, inhale through the nose, drink the breath in, fill the belly, fill the lungs, hold the breath at the top of the inhale. Hold. Bring any thoughts to the space between the eyebrows. Now part the lips. Exhale with an audible sigh through an open mouth, soft jaw, soft tongue. Re-inhale, drinking the breath through the nose. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Inhale, up and up and up. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale. Part the lips. Exhale, release. Audible sigh all the way out. Last time. Inhale all the way up and up and up and up. Hold. As you hold the breath, unhold the body. Holding the breath, let all the rest of the muscles in the body completely yield down. And now part the lips. Sigh it all out as you allow the entire body to become loose and like honey, just relax and yield onto the ground. Returning the breath to coming in and out through the nose. And as you allow everything to just settle down, almost like snow in a snow globe, you can reach for your blanket if it's nearby, or any socks or jumper, and just really wrap yourself up for this last part of Shavasana. So bringing the blanket over you, getting really cozy and warm. And you can either keep the starfish shape or just allow yourself to lengthen the legs into a traditional Shavasana. Take your time, get cozy, get comfortable. Allow all four limbs to just yield down to gravity, allowing thoughts to just come and go as we bring our practice to our close. And tuning in to this idea of Tawsi, expansion, your capacity to thrive and shine and rise despite the condensing feeling that we experience in our physical world. Surah 21, Ayat 33 says, "It is He who created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon, and all the celestial bodies swim along, each in its rounded course." Surah 51, Ayat 47, "The heavens, we have built them with power, and verily we are expanding it." We are expanding it. And what would it look like for this last few minutes of practice if you were to let go deeper and deeper and deeper into a state of your pure sense of expansion within you? Allowing yourself to relinquish control and surrendering 10% more of your weight down into the ground, being fully held, fully present. When you're ready, deepening the breath, allowing more air to flow in and out of the lungs. And as you do so, bringing a slight awakening and a movement into the body. And what would it look like to have a seamless transition from your yoga practice into your daily life, so that there's no sense of what's on the mat and what's off the mat, but actually your yoga practice essentially is your entire Sunday. That the movement and the stillness and the attention that you direct inward is 80% of your attention throughout the day. When you're ready, deepening the breath and slowly and gently rolling onto one side of the body and refinding that condensing feeling. So hugging in, knees into chest, elbows into chest, rolling onto one side of the body, and for one moment increasing the tone in the body and just really sealing in the practice, getting close. And gently, when you're ready, using the tone in the body to expand back out and finding yourself eyes closed as far as possible, making your way into a comfortable seated position. Of course, if you prefer, you can stay lying. You're at home, you can keep lying, keep resting. But if you're ready to close the practice, just finding your way into a comfortable seated position. Blanket wrapped around you, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, allowing everything to yield down through the pelvis. Again, let's bring the palms of our hands to the skin on the face and then draw up the skin through, trace the hairline, the front of the hairline, up the way, all the way down, and then wash down the back of the neck, back of the shoulders, down to the heart. Let's take that again, tracing the palms of the hands along the face, top of the hairline, back through the hair, massaging down the back of the neck, washing the shoulder blades to the heart. Last time, tracing skin of the palms on skin of the face and the skull, all the way back down. And then the hands can rest on the heart space or find a prayer at the heart space, tucking chin towards chest, giving gratitude for this collective practice this morning and for finding this state of expansion amid the condensing, for continuing to allow ourselves to learn and discover and explore and have fun, despite the nature of feeling locked down, and continuing to find that level of freedom and expansion in our everyday lives, today, tomorrow, into our week and beyond. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for being present.